session. I have really the visionary behind this Sandbox part of economic development, Deshpande, many of you already know about. And but what I thought we'll do is we'll first give you a little bit of a background. They've just completed about 10 years of the Sandbox journey in Hooghly. And after that, we'll just have a Q&A kind of talk. Okay, thank you. And by the way, I know Shravya already made the announcement and Jayesh talked about it. But Mr. Kakatiya, I was talking to him last evening. As of this morning, he was really trying to make it here. And apparently there was a meeting of all the district collectors, which obviously requires the cabinet to be there. So, again, we are all entrepreneurs, so we are supposed to figure out how to deal with uncertainty. So we hopefully will manage the show quite well. So thank you, Jayesh, for being here and inaugurating our Sandbox. Thank you. Jayesh?
Well, I thought maybe what I would do is to just talk a little bit about the past and a little bit of where we go to the future. So, I think I want to contrast a little bit the Sandbox approach from typically what would be a technological innovation. So I've been on the board of MIT now since 2000, and we started the center there. And the center at MIT in Boston is all about technological innovation, where you really start with an idea that you want to see before, and then you bring relevance to it, and it has an impact. Typically, this is a model that works best where you're serving communities and people and customers who have disposable income. So you start with an idea that the world has not seen before, and so a lot of these major technological breakthroughs can have a big impact and led to a lot of the centers that we set up, and that's already okay. But for social innovation, which is what Kakatiya Sandbox is all about, it's really relevance plus innovation with impact. Meaning, you have to start with relevance. You have to start with co-creating the solution to the people who need it, build the capacity, and so on. And the idea that you use to solve a problem does not have to be patentable, first time in the world, huge competitive advantage, and so on. It just has to be the most relevant idea for the people who need it. So, the project started in 2007 when Naveen came to Hooghly and he was the sole guy. It was a real startup. But over the course of, and then in 2008 we built the center, which is like the one that we're building here. And so, with about 10 years of effort in the Sandbox, both in Kakatiya and in Hooghly so far, it's hundreds of people who work day and night and work very hard. And we've invested a lot of money, over 200 crores so far. And the learnings have been, you can simplify all the learnings into three things. If you want to have social impact, number one, you have to co-create the solution to the people who need it. Otherwise, it's not what they would use. Secondly, you have to build the capacity to spread the solution, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. And thirdly, if you really have a solution that you think people really need, they should be craving for it. They should be coming and asking you to come and do it in that area, as opposed to you trying to push it on them all the time. So, building capacity, we sort of have two programs where we build capacity. You heard a lot of Lean Systems, which is more like a light touch program for the college kids. And so far, we have about 2,000 students who've been through this program, and you can see how it changes their personality and perspective in terms of how they look at problems and look at every problem as an opportunity as opposed to a problem. The other program that we have, which is sort of pretty important for every Sandbox, is this training program that we have. The training program is for 18 to 25-year-olds and extension program. And so all these kids, they come in, some of them have 10 years of education like SSLC, some PUC, some BA, B.Com, MSW. Education for anywhere from 10 to 17 years and then they learn how to communicate. They learn some computer skills, and then some domain knowledge. And as a result of that, what happens is that we build about this capacity. So in Hooghly, we just about opened a 300,000 square foot campus where we've been training about 5,000 people. And you just saw the announcement of this center here. It's going to be a pretty major center, and we already have 300 people, 100 that got trained in Hooghly, 100 that got trained here already, and 100 that are being trained right now. And so what happens is that when you build this capacity, and this is a very important slide, because most of the people who graduate from these programs make anywhere from 8 to 10,000 rupees a month. But at 8 to 10,000 rupees a month, their ability to communicate, their work ethic, their ability to actually execute a program is extremely high. And so what happens is the people, if we just train 5,000 people a year, we get a pyramid of these people. 10,000, 8,000 rupees a month, 16, 32, 64, and so on. So it's those set of people who then become available to build good organizations within the sandbox. Whether it's a for-profit organization or a non-profit organization. You need a lot of these people. And in fact, we're extending this to one layer below. Like for example, Shivan Virtues Save a Mother has a program called Settle. And so a lot of these villages have a lot of women who are very well educated, but they don't really have any skills. And so getting those people and training them and bringing the same discipline to them would be a very cost-effective way to spread a lot of solutions. And so building this capacity to actually execute the program becomes very important. So, and then you also learn about this micro programs we have. So far, we have 4 sandboxes, the Hooghly sandbox, Kakatiya, Telangana that you heard about, and then the eggs which in Varanasi. So the Kakatiya sandbox, a lot of these sandboxes happen because there is a soul, spirit, and somebody who becomes a role model for that whole sandbox. And we are very lucky to have a role model in the Kakatiya sandbox whom I'd like to recognize, and it is Sri Ramareddy Garu. So far, we've seen funded about 126 different programs, a lot of different programs, out of which about 22 of them are ready to sleep. 42 are proof of concept, and some of them are idea stage. So, there's a whole bunch of them. And for example, Akshay Patra, Kakatiya, there's very good way. Akshay Patra does 16 lakh, 1.6 billion meals a day. It's scale, but it needs a long way to go because we have 100 million children who we need to feed in the country. So there still needs to be a lot of scale. You saw a little bit about the farm program, a program where you can track out a farm with one machine every 40 hours non-stop. And there is a big pull for it. So we know that this solution works because it meets the test of all those three. It's being co-created with the farmers. Farmers love it. We know they love it because the variable cost of making a farm is about 40,000 rupees, and the farmer actually pays for it. We know we have the capacity to build it because a lot of our graduates, our trainees work on this program, and we can find out a farm plot every 40 hours with every machine, and we have 28 machines working non-stop right now. We know there is a pull, and people need it because Naveen instituted a program which is very impressive, where typically if you go to a farm, if you go to a village, and there's farmers who need about 50 of these ponds, then all the 50 farmers actually have to sign a piece of letter. It has to go to Gram Panchayat, and the servant has to sign, and then they have to come and make the request to Naveen, and only then Naveen will go to that village and start doing the farmers. And right now, we have a huge backlog, thousands of these farmers from thousands of villages who want us to come into it. So creating that flow is a fantastic way to show that you really have value that people need. So So, similarly, the acquisition program, which is a young program, but it's amazing to see how within 3 years, 90% of the children, so if you go to a typical village, there'll be about 60 children in the age group of 2.5 to 6. Out of the 60, typically 30 of them have malnutrition. And out of the 30, about 2 or 3 have severe medical issues, and so you can't help them. But the rest of them, our team can solve the problem within 3 years. They can make them normal within 3 years. And so again, we are creating a pull by going to these villages and making a village malnutrition free. Okay. So what's the next step? You know, we talked about how relevance is very important. Ideas are very important. But now, whether it's Kakatiya or Hubli Sandbox, we have a lot of programs which are ready to be scaled. And those will not scale unless we get some more big thinking into these programs. We need better technology platforms, because technology platforms are the best way to scale programs in a bigger way. Government policy makers, because government is the largest investor in a lot of these programs. So we need good policy makers. We need good financial models. So we need people from the Wall Street coming and helping out and figuring out how we should think about financial models where we take the programs from thousands to millions. We need management techniques, right? I mean, a lot of it is process. And then we need foundations, whether it's Gates Foundation or Tata Trust or any of the major foundations, which have the resources as well as the expertise. So the way we should think about this is that, you know, we need relevance plus innovation to have impact. If you don't have relevance and innovation, you don't have impact. But if you want to have a major impact, a big impact, a systemic impact, then you need some big ideas as well. So you need a combination of all of these, but you need them in that sequence. In fact, and the proof of concept, you have a proof of concept if you pass those 3 acid tests. You have co-created the solution. If somebody comes to you and says, double this program every year for the next 5 years, you say, no big deal, I can do it. And then the people that you're trying to serve are so enthusiastic that they're requesting you to come and be a part of their programs. So the world tends to lead with big ideas. We have a lot of big thinkers who come up with ideas, policy makers who come up with policies. But if that comes before you have a relevance and the capacity to absorb those big ideas, you don't see any impact at all. If you have relevance and innovation, which is roughly where the sandboxes are right now, you'll see impact, but you'll not see a bigger impact unless you bring a lot of big ideas into it. You need to bring the big ideas, because as you start scaling these things, what breaks you is not your strength but your weakness. And we need people who can identify those weaknesses within the programs and then put the programs in place to make sure that we strengthen that weakness. So I think what we want to do is to launch a program, a fellows program in Kakatiya Sandbox and Hubli Sandbox, where we want to invite people to come and spend 3 months with us. And what they would do during those 3 months is to, number one, inject a whole bunch of new ideas, because we have a lot of people in the audience here who have a global perspective. But in addition to injecting ideas into the sandbox, we want them to look at specific programs and help us scale those things. And they could bring in whatever expertise that they have in terms of any of those things. And so we would welcome, I think, in fact, in some ways, even though I was involved with MIT on one side and the sandbox on the other side, for the last 10 years, very purposefully kept them separately. Part of the reason why it was a very conscious decision is because collaboration can only happen between two strong people. If you have one strong and one weak, it's not a collaboration. But now we think that our sandboxes are getting strong enough that they could absorb bigger ideas, and therefore I hope a lot of you will come and engage with the sandbox, with your big ideas and big resources, so that we can have a big impact not only in the sandbox, but take it nationally and solve some big systemic problems. Thank you.